What kind of world is it, he asked himself, when an android phones up a bounty hunter and offers him assistance? He rang the police operator back.
Don't put any more calls through to me from Seattle.
Yes, Mr. Deckard. Has Mr. Kadalyi reached you yet?
I'm still waiting. You better hurry because I'm not going to be here long.
Again, he hung up. As he resumed reading the poop sheet on Luba Luft, a hovercar taxi spun down to land on the roof a few yards off. From it, a red-faced, cherubic-looking man, evidently in his mid-50s, wearing a heavy and impressive Russian-style greatcoat, stepped and, smiling, his hand extended, approached Rick's car.
Mr. Deckard,
The man asked in a Slavic accent.
the bounty hunter from the San Francisco Police Department?
The empty taxi rose, and the Russian watched it go, absently.
I'm Xandar Kadalyi.
The man said, and opened the car door to squeeze in beside Rick. As he shook hands with Kadalyi, Rick noticed that the WPO representative carried an unusual type of laser tube, a subform which he had never seen before.
Oh, this?
Kadalyi said.
Interesting, isn't it?
He tugged it from his belt holster.
I got this on Mars.
I thought I knew every handgun made. Even those manufactured for the colonies.
We made this ourselves.
Kadalyi said, beaming like a Slavic Santa, his ruddy face inscribed with pride.
You like it? What is different about it, functionally, is... Here, take it.
He passed the gun over to Rick, who inspected it expertly, by way of years of experience.
How does it differ functionally?
Rick asked. He couldn't tell.
Press the trigger.
Aiming upward, out the window of the car, Rick squeezed the trigger of the weapon. Nothing happened. No beam emerged. Puzzled, he turned to Kadalyi.
The triggering circuit
Kadalyi said cheerfully.
isn't attached. It remains with me. You see?
He opened his hand, revealing a tiny unit.
And I can also direct it within certain limits, irrespective of where it's aimed.
You're not Polokov. You're Kadalyi.
Don't you mean that the other way around? You're a bit confused.
I mean, you're Polokov, the android. You're not from the Soviet police.
Rick, with his toe, pressed the emergency button on the floor of his car.
Why won't my laser tube fire?
Kadalyi Polokov said, switching on and off the miniaturized triggering and aiming device, which he held in the palm of his hand.
A sine wave that phases out laser emanation and spreads the beam into ordinary light.
Well, then I'll have to break your pencil neck.
The android dropped the device and, with a snarl, grabbed with both hands for Rick's throat. As the android's hands sank into his throat, Rick fired his regulation-issue old-style pistol from its shoulder holster. The .38 Magnum slug struck the android in the head and its brain box burst. The Nexus 6 unit, which operated it, blew into pieces. A raging, mad wind which carried throughout the car. Bits of it, like the radioactive dust itself, whirled down on Rick. The retired remains of the android rocked back, colliding with the car door, bounced off, and struck heavily against him. He found himself struggling to shove the twitching remnants of the android away. Shakily, he at last reached for the car phone, called in to the Hall of Justice.
Shall I make my report? Tell Harry Bryant I got Polokov.
You got Polokov. He'll understand that, will he?
Yes.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to check out our video. If you want to check out the podcast that this came from, the links are down below to subscribe. Not into podcasts? It's cool. Hey, if you click on the circular channel icon that's on the screen, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel where we will be posting more stuff like this in the future. Thanks.